Hey everybody, welcome to the Dad Challenge Podcast. My name is Josh. Thanks for joining me today. Hope you're doing well and swell. Yes, I'm doing more videos just because there's a lot to cover in this one video. I didn't do a full lid Friday last week, and yes, I know I have the Dr. D Dozen video today, but I want to do a full lid Friday because there's a bunch of little ones that I really want to talk about and some updates that happened since yesterday's video. So today we're going to talk about a bunch of things. First of all, I want to talk about this one TikToker whose literal whole TikTok is about how she's a mom and she needs to smoke weed to cope with it all. And she's like, don't shame weed smokers. What I'm going to do is try to draw a correlation between why do you need to do drugs and drink to cope with being a parent, and influencers to do this who influence others to do this, especially young people, okay? So we'll talk about that. We're also gonna do a quick update on Kolby Shae. Someone had sent me some stuff. She's getting a little bit crazy. You know, I've been covering her since she was at like 27,000 on TikTok. Now she's over 670,000. Kind of a journey with this person that shows you when you have kids on social media, how fast your platform grows and how much money you can make. And the journey is gross, okay? These people don't want to do real work. They don't want to. And you know, there's an argument to be made for like, oh, I get to do this and be home with my kids, and I understand that, right? But it's generally the most toxic people that do that. We're also gonna talk about Jess Fam and the DNA thing that she's literally an idiot for doing. She's such a moron. And we're gonna talk about Kyra. The update on Kyra. What's going on, Kyra? Did you eat too much paint? You ate too much paint. And I realized in that video that I didn't do the wheel spin, which we gotta do. And if you wanna get on the wheel, everybody head over to Patreon and join me there, or you head over to YouTube and you join me there. And anybody over the first tier gets on every Friday. The last Friday of the month, every member gets on. It's just my way of saying thanks for supporting this channel. I appreciate you guys. We do a little dance, someone wins a prize, and we do the thing. So let's do it.
Yeah, baby.
Do a little dance. Krista Tickner, you win the prize. Reach out to Josh at thedadchallengepodcast.com and I will send you a prize. Give me your shirt size too, so let's go. So the first thing I want to talk about is this whole kind of like weed smoking TikTok trend mom thing / drinking and all that kind of stuff. And first one that came to my attention is this one called Caitlin Flatiger. And she's got 2.2 million followers. Probably a lot of kids follow her, a lot of teenagers and everything else. And she basically, not her whole platform is smoking weed, but a big chunk of it. She's a thirst trap trying to be like, look at my life. These people in general are probably the most lonely, most unsatisfied people on earth, and the reason being is because they need to put every bit of their business online, and they need to get those lights and those please like me for me. But the first thing that came to me was this one, and I did this a while ago. When your mom goes into the garage grumpy, then comes out patient, and it always has the little leaves with the smoke emoji, and the kid's like, I know what you're doing, right? Me eating before I smoke weed, me eating after. So she's telling you that she basically has an eating disorder and she can't eat unless she smokes weed. That's terrible. Third one, answering a question I get about smoking weed in motherhood. Do your kids know? Of course, it's no different than having wine. What if you do too much and can't parent? Just like drinking, know your limit. What if I hate the smell and don't want my kids to smell it? There are many other options, eating oils. Won't it make you lazy like the movies? There's different kinds you can try. So she's trying to justify everything. So here's my take on the whole weed thing and kind of being a parent. There's nothing wrong inherently with smoking weed, okay? It's legal in this country, first of all. However, it's not legal to smoke and drive. No amount of weed in your system is legal. You can drive with a little alcohol in your system, but you cannot drive high. It is impossible to do so. You will get a DUI for it. So that on that basis alone, if there's an emergency in your home and you're high and you're the only one who can drive, sorry. And this woman will say, you know, I do it when my husband's home, and you know she doesn't. Okay? She has TikToks of where she's smoking weed all day long, and she does it to cope. Okay, that's what gets me. When your mom didn't want McDonald's earlier, but then she smoked weed and now she wants mine. You want to smoke weed as an adult, whatever, okay? But you're bringing your kids into TikToks about you smoking weed. This is the second one, and there's multiples of her bringing her kids into her smoking weed lifestyle. Again, another one with her kid. Where'd all your snacks go? So funny, mom ate all my snacks because mom is high all the time. Why I told my 6 and 8-year-old kids that I smoke weed. This is so stupid, these things. It's medicine, and I want my kids to know more about natural options. I want to always be open with them and reduce the stigma weed has. I never hid drinking wine from them, so I won't hide weed. The logic. They know it is mommy's little helper on those hard days. That's what you need to focus on right there. That's the most important. That's the line. They know it as mommy's little helper. Mommy can't get through the day, everybody, unless I smoke drugs. You're telling your kids that, is what I'm saying. Look, again, as an adult, do what you got to do. I know that lots of people smoke weed for pain, for anxiety, and everything else, and there is some benefit to the CBD portions of weed. And I asked a question on my thing. I said, is it okay to do this to cope? And most people with a brain in their heads are like, no, of course not, right? But they're like, but if I'm an adult and I want to do it, my kids go to bed and everything else, and I want to enjoy a glass of wine, nothing inherently wrong with that. Okay, fine. I can be there with you. But when you say something like, it's mommy's little helper, she's using weed to cope throughout the day. She can't get through her day as a mom without smoking drugs, without getting high. Now, a lot of people don't see a problem with that. I do. Obviously, because of my upbringing, and I'm very biased towards this. I don't like drugs. I don't like alcohol. I don't like it when you're a parent and that stuff needs to be a part of your life in order for you to parent. I think you're doing it wrong. I think you need support. I think you need to go get therapy. Okay? She's saying it right there. The kids know it as mommy's little helper. My mom's not awesome unless she's high. That's what makes me upset about this. Okay? It's gross, and she makes it her whole personality. Things that help, smoking helps weed as a mom of two. Not dressing. My anxiety medication doesn't help me. Okay. Medication doesn't help me. My insomnia, it helps me fall asleep. Now she's just saying, what she's saying is she's saying other drugs don't help me, so this drug helps me. And so maybe it is. But my argument is that, do you have to smoke drugs into your lungs, which is bad for you, by the way? Nobody convinced me that's otherwise, because that is bad. If you are inhaling smoke into your lungs, that is dangerous, and you can develop lung cancer from that, by the way, which my mom died of. Okay? Lung cancer is absolutely an outcome of being a chronic weed smoker. Weed is not unharmful, especially in the new strains of weed. My wife took a course in her nursing degree about this whole new era of weed and the THC levels and everything else. It's not your parents' weed, everybody. Weed has gotten so potent and dangerous. And everybody's like, it's not addictive. It absolutely has become massively addictive. You don't think this woman is addicted to weed? She's addicted to substances like wine and weed, and she can't get by without getting those things done. That means that she's not a good parent. That means that she needs different types of support. She needs therapy. And she's like, I tell my kids this stuff. You don't think that's going to affect your children? It's going to affect. I know this comes across as really judgy because I am being judgy. And I just don't like these types of people who celebrate this, who think it's a flex to have to be high to parent. My eating habits. I can't eat more unless I smoke weed. Do you guys not see a problem? Am I the only one who sees a problem with this? My patience makes me a way more patient mom on those hard days. That's where I'm getting at. Now, the reason why this is so, if it's just a regular person doing it, whatever, right? This person has 2 million followers, is telling this to the teenagers on TikTok that are watching her. And she's followed by tons of teenagers who are eventually going to be parents and say, it's good to smoke weed and drink because I need to cope with parenting. That's the whole problem with influencer culture, influencers like this. Right? She knows that this woman knows that she's gross, right? But she says it loud and proud because that's who we are as a society now. I'm loud and proud. I don't want to feel shame, but she does feel shame. And that's exactly why she makes these videos. Me on my way to go smoke weed to be a more patient mom after someone told me you can't be a good mom and smoke. You just proved yourself wrong there, dumbass. You can't be a good mom unless you smoke weed. So I'm going to go smoke my weed and be a good mom. Are you dumb? Me on my way to go smoke weed so I can actually enjoy the chicken I cooked for dinner. You guys don't see a problem with this, right? You're seeing this almost like an eating disorder that's on display for everybody. So, Caitlin Flanagan, I just wanted to point that out because clearly she's being celebrated. Anybody on TikTok who does the shittiest things, they all get celebrated. Now, you wouldn't see the same celebration on YouTube. Probably wouldn't even say the same thing on Instagram. Maybe she, I don't know. Does she have an Instagram? I haven't even looked. She does have an Instagram. It's private. That's not her then. Maybe I'm blocked. Yeah, I'm probably blocked. So let me switch my account. Caitlin Flanagan has 600,000 subscribers on Instagram. And so the number one pinned post is her talking about weed. So all of her pinned posts are about smoking weed. So she has made smoking weed her whole entire personality. Great. Such a good man. But let's see the comments here. And it's all these moms who are just like, I smoke weed, I drink, I need to feel good about myself too. And that's it. And I'll say this again, like I always say it, you will attract your tribe. And if you're a parent who cannot cope without drinking alcohol or smoking weed, I implore you to get help. That is absolutely having a negative impact on your children. It absolutely is. You might not think it is, but it is. And if you're out there celebrating it online, it makes you even worse, okay? So please do me a favor, stop following dumbasses like this. Does this woman look happy to you? And if you look at her, if you look at everything, she looks dead in her eyes. She looks like she has zero energy. She looks like she's the most boring person on earth. My husband and I, before we smoke weed. My husband after. So not only is she saying she can't eat and be a good parent, but she can't even be intimate with her husband unless she's high. This girl does not need to be celebrated. Stop celebrating this. You know, a lot of you guys do smoke weed. Okay, a lot of people say there's benefits to it all. But is there an argument to be made for the benefits of weed with the CBD and not the THC? Because it's the high. A lot of people say, no, I need the high. Why do you need the high? If the benefits come from the CBD, does the THC give you benefits too? I don't know. That is one thing I will concede. I don't know if the high part is the most important part or if the CBD is. From my understanding, it's the CBD that is the one that's for the anti-anxiety, for helping get to sleep, for calming your nerves and everything else, not the high. The high is the high. It makes you feel good. So maybe the high is what gives you that temporary feeling. So explain it to me. I am open to hearing this, but I'm not open for when people are using it as their whole entire personality. Weed, 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 weed. Vibrators, weed. Here's my ass. Here's my boobs. This is this whole woman's personality. Smoking weed. It makes you look gross. I wanted to point that out because I think this is very toxic. This is a very toxic subculture on mommy vlogger influencing culture. The wine, the drinking and everything else, that's a big one too, and weed. So my point is, again, if you have to be drunk or high or buzzing or whatever to parent your children, please consider getting help. That's what I'm saying. And Flatiger, you get douche mom of the day. Congrats. There's another one I want to talk about, Kolby Shae. I've been following Kolby Shae for a little while, obviously, as you know. She told me she wasn't going to exploit her children, and she completely exploits her children. She grew from 20, I think when I started covering her, 27,000 or 50,000, something is under 100 for sure, to over 600,000. She's kind of stalled there because she loves drama, and drama gets you temporary views on YouTube and TikTok and everything else, but drama does not have a lasting impact on the growth of your channel, right? One thing I noticed about people who cover me in very negative lights is that they rarely grow. And I noticed that when I do finally clap back to some of these people, I get a little bit of a boost, but then people are like, I don't like it. And so part of me is like, and part of me is like, I will always stand up if they're lying. If people are saying crazy shit, I will. Okay. But if you follow my haters, my most ardent haters, the ones I love the most, okay, watch their view counts, watch their social media. Some of them will gain a slight following of the small amount of people who hate me, right? They'll always go to those people and be like, oh, we're with you. Yeah, we have cookies and shit. And then they do. But most of them collapse. Drama is not good online. Not for the long term. Short-term gain, because those people who love the drama are also the people that will flee your channel in an instant if they don't like something you said. They'll send you a message like this. I think I have it. Let me see. Comments like this are hilarious. I've obviously blocked them. Says, in October, they messaged me and said, hey, Josh, I would love to watch those videos for you and take down some notes. You don't have to pay me. And then someone drops a video about me and she's like, what's up, small dick? I bet your wife is never satisfied because your D is so small and you comment about other women's bodies and go after minors and comment over their breast. You're a sick man. That is now being exposed. All your lies and bullshit, all your tiny D. But buy some tweezers, bitch, because after being exposed, you'll be stroking your own self. I mean, that's... You guys wonder why it's really hard for me to open up my circles? Because look at this person's like, I'd love to help you out. And then 2 seconds later, they're writing weird shit like this. And then I wrote LOL and then wrote her back. I said about her message, like, yeah, that was a while back before I found out who you really are. Not a flex. And I said, you sound super normal. Then I blocked. Okay? This is the type of people that are attracted to that type of shit. Okay? Which is why I don't really like to engage in unless I absolutely have to. Like if someone is saying something completely gross or, you know, I will clap back to a degree, okay? I will. But for the most part, drama doesn't serve anybody. And Kolby Shae is a perfect example of that because she does videos like this where she's in her car and when people are wondering why she's not doing videos, right? But listen to her complaints.
Okay, y'all, people are always like, why don't you make vlog videos anymore with the twins? Okay, first of all, we're not on a schedule. Like, I see you make vlog videos with our kids and maybe we would be fucking judged because...
So far, all I heard was, why don't you make vlog videos with your kids? That's it. I don't know what else you said after that. Something about schedules and shit.
Because we don't get up to about 10:30. If I have to work, they go with me. They go with me everywhere.
You'll get up until 10:30 with newborns? Yo, lucky you are. That's the biggest flex in the world. You don't get till 10:30? Your babies don't get up till 10:30? I know why she doesn't want to say it, because people would be so upset. New moms would be like, how'd you do that? I haven't slept in 6 years.
And that's the one thing. I bring my kids out all the time. Like, I'm not super sanitary to be like, oh, I can't go somewhere. I got shit to get done. And I love my kids with everything in me, but baby, they gotta go with me.
I love my kids with everything, but they have to go with me. What does that sentence mean? You said but. I love my kids, so they go everywhere with me, maybe, not but. What? This is why you shouldn't let teenagers be parents, right? This is why there should be a license or some shit.
I remember one time my kid's sperm donor was like, why don't you just get a real job? And
so she said, you have to listen. One time my kid's sperm donor said, why don't you get a real job? She's angry at Cooper, by the way.
Pay for daycare. Okay, first of all, not even at him. Whatever, fuck him.
Yeah.
Do we know how much daycare is for 2 kids? Especially like 3
Especially.
month-olds. They just gotta go. Like, the only way we're gonna make a profit here is if these kids come to work with me, so they sit in their carrier.
So she says, the only way we're gonna make a profit is if these kids come to work with me. That's what she just said there. Okay? You remember she said that. I don't understand most of what she's saying here. It's really, really tripping me out. Because in other videos, which we'll watch in a second, she does not speak like this. This is a persona she's put on for social media. Chewing gum, wide mouth. This girl, look, I feel so sorry for these children.
I do my job at the time, and then we go home. Yeah, so
how do you take your kids to work? I thought she was a waitress.
Only way a profit comes in. If not, you're just working to pay for daycare. Are we not understanding that about moms that are single, don't have another income? Listen to me over here on the rant. Okay, back to the video. I don't honestly even know what the video was. Screw it.
Yeah, I know.
But my okbaby shorts, I weighed this morning. I weighed 150.
I don't know what the video's about, but here's my okbaby shot.
I know the other day when I weighed, it was at night and I was 153, but this is day 4, and I'm kind of happy about that because I've been clean eating and I haven't been like cheating or nothing, so I'm happy. My kiddo's crying, so I gotta get on the road, so he likes to ride in the car. Yeah. Y'all have a good day. I rewatched this video. I promise I'm getting a spray tan tonight. Do not look at my chest because, baby, I look orange right now. Like, oh, I look a mess.
This person has 600,000 followers on TikTok, and if you look at her comments, there's so many comments like, you're such a good mom. Everybody, see, this is the problem. This is why I sit in front of you every day. People like this have influence over people. That is, and if you don't think that's scary, I'm sorry, you're mistaken. Here's the other video.
Come with me to get Botox and 1 milliliter. Lip filler.
This kid is 19 and has been convinced that she needs to go get Botox and lip filler. She just told you that she doesn't make if your kids can't go with her everywhere, she can't make a profit. This is what she's spending her money on, everybody. Okay, she's not poor. I understand you want to be around your kids, I get that. And also influencing people to do this. You are 19 and you're getting Botox. If anything, Kolby Shae is the outcome of influencer culture on teenagers. She is what happens when you watch people like her and Jess Fam and all these other people, all these other influencers. This is what happens. These are the people she attracts. These are the people that she influences who will then go do all these things. That is so scary. Starting surgeries and doing these things at such a young age, you shouldn't even be able to, man. It is crazy. What do you need Botox for? You have teenager skin. There's not a wrinkle to be seen. And she's talking about all she wants to do is do fake tans and all this. She has, again, the depth of a teaspoon, these people. The fact that she's been honored with a following should be scary and should also be a reason you don't let your kids on social media. Ever. Here's another one. So not only that, she's also telling everybody, and there's nothing wrong with weight loss. If you need weight loss to save your life, which is what I did, I had weight loss surgery to save my life. I am 100% on board, and I would do it again, okay, for the effect that it had on my life. I was going to die, and I then like pre weight loss surgery, I had a resting heart rate that was super high and super dangerous. Post weight loss, and after doing boxing and doing all that stuff, I had the resting heart rate of an elite athlete because my fat body had been pumping that shit forever. And then all of a sudden, all that weight was gone. I was like, holy shit, let's go. Right? I'm good for that. People want to do Wegovy and Ozempic and Mounjaro and all that kind of stuff to help with their weight loss. I'm on board for. Okay, if that's a way to get you down, because I'm like pro weight loss no matter what it takes. Okay, like do what you got to do to get healthier. That is one thing because I have experienced. That's a lived experience for me. This girl does not need Wegovy. Wegovy is a drug she's gonna have to be on for the rest of her life. And then she's like, I'm eating clean. I'm doing all this stuff. If you're eating clean, you don't need Wegovy. Okay, she doesn't need the thing. She doesn't need Botox. She doesn't need lip fillers. She doesn't need weight loss drugs. But the fact is, she's been influenced by people to think that she does. And then she influences others. All this is alluding to, and I'll say it again, is that stop letting your kids on YouTube because these are the people they're going to end up being influenced by. Okay? She also said she doesn't make a lot of money, but Wegovy is probably $1,000 a month. It's not covered unless you have diabetes. And she's getting Botox. That shit's not cheap either. She has a brand new vehicle. She is talking about fake tans and getting her hair done and everything else. And I understand that as an influencer, you got to do those things. And as a mom, you want to do those things. Great. If you can afford it, awesome. But she's sad fishing inside of her car saying, woe is me. And at the same time, spends every penny on what she looks like on TikTok. Every single penny she makes. This person is influencing your teenagers.
Hey y'all, I've continuously remade this video trying to come up with the right words to say.
Listen to the difference in the way she talks now. In the car when she's wigging out for some reason, I don't know. I can't explain it. This is her at home doing regular Kolby Shae. So again, this person influences you. Listen to the difference.
I keep coming up and I'm just not getting it all in the 3 minutes of everything I want to fit in. I feel like I've seen so much hate on the internet today that I'm really embarrassed by, and especially with it having to do with associated with my name. A lot of people I think are trying to do it to like stand up for me or in a situation, but in reality, whenever I'm reading it, I'm almost embarrassed that people are trying to tear down someone else to make me feel better, because it doesn't make me feel better. It makes me feel ashamed and embarrassed about this whole situation.
I don't know the situation, to be honest with you. I'm just trying to show you the difference.
If y'all have already seen one person address it, I agree with her. I think, there's that side, my side, and the truth. And I just kind of want to say, like, where I'm at as a...
I think it might have to do with Cooper, her baby daddy. That's what I think is going on. Someone is saying that there's 3 sides to the story. She was back with him for a little while after my video on her, and now they are mortal enemies again, because this is the type of person that she is, type of person that she attracts. This is the person who is a mother and is influencing your teenagers.
Like what I'm feeling, and then my emotions as a human. First of all, I want to say, if there was ever videos of my kids going around and people were commenting on it, I would be angry and I would be showing my ass on the internet. So I want to say...
What? What did she say? I would show my ass on the internet? Obviously I'm out of the lingo. Does that mean she's showing her ass, meaning I would be mad on the internet? Is that what that phrase means? Damn it, I'm old.
My deepest apologies for anyone trying to offend me and coming off being ugly on a video of your kids, because that makes me feel embarrassed.
Oh, so she clapped back to somebody about a video of them having their kids, because so likely this is what probably happens, but I'm trying to read into it. Someone said a comment to her about showing her kids and exploiting her children, which she does. Okay, then she clapped back and said, look at your kids, and probably clapped back a little too hard, and now she's apologizing for it. That's what I'm hearing here.
As a human and as a mom, it makes me very angry. First of all, as people, we have to quit giving hate, and we have to stop giving hate to people that do not deserve it, for one. Even if people do deserve it, we should not hate on them. I guess, of course, we're not God. We're not here to judge.
You literally throw your baby's daddy under the bus 24 times a day.
Fuck him. Yeah.
Not trying to hate, but you're trying to hate him. Take a lesson. She wanted to be Maya Knight. She did a video about wanting to be Maya Knight. That's how this all started. Maya Knight did the same thing. She threw her baby, who she thought was her baby daddy, under the bus. Turns out it wasn't the baby daddy. Turns out she didn't know who it was until she knew who it was. And now it turns out she can't show her children's faces on the internet anymore because baby daddy and family stepped up and said, nope. So, look, I get it. You want to be like Maya. Well, take a page from Maya's book. Stop doing this. Your kids are going to see this someday. Contrary to popular belief, Kolby Shae is going to grow up someday. Okay, she will mature eventually. She's a teenager, 20 or whatever, right? She's going to grow up someday. She will grow to this phase. She will be ashamed of the shit that she's put online forever. Okay, so until that day happens, we gotta talk about this in the now. And this is also another reason why informed consent is so important. She doesn't even understand the ramifications of the shit she's putting on the internet right now, and she's 19. You don't think she's going to regret this shit later? Imagine all the shit that we're seeing about these kids online, which we're going to talk about with Jess Fam and the DNA and all that shit. Okay? That is what's going on. All this comes together rather neatly, unfortunately.
That's God's doing. We're just here to live. I do not know this girl personally. We've never said one word to each other, and y'all are hating on her. And let me say, everyone deserves happiness. When I was with my...
Does your baby daddy deserve happiness?
Kid's dad, we were good. When we weren't together, we weren't good. And, you know, I think even as much anger as I have towards him for certain things, he deserves happiness. We all do.
Whatever, fuck him.
Like, even the people I don't like, I still wish them happiness because no one should live a life of misery. Yeah, the video hurt me because when we ended things, it wasn't on good terms, so of course I wanted to legally get it done, like where he gets the kids on certain times and I have the kids.
No. You said that he was signing his rights away. You've said, I know that for a fact, that you said in videos and posts that he was signing his rights away.
I filed for that. I sent my attorney's office to hear him tell me that my kid's dad wanted to sign away his rights. No, the paperwork has not been done, so I see people saying he's already done this. This paperwork has not been gone through with.
She is deflecting. She's just said two different things. He wants visitations, he wants to sign away his rights, blah, blah, blah. Or she's confused, I don't know. But the truth is, I reached out to Cooper. Cooper said, no, I'm trying to get parental rights. So Cooper is actually stepping up trying to do the right thing. Even though it started with the wrong thing at a Buc-ee's parking lot, right? But at least he's trying to step up now. He understands that these kids need to be taken off the internet. I don't think he would use that. But she said in multiple videos, he's signing his rights away. And now she's changing her mind.
So to see a video a few weeks later of someone with someone else's kids, obviously it hurt me, but I'm not going to address that. You know, I don't know these people, I don't know this family.
You just addressed it.
It obviously gave me a lot of hurt in my heart. I think there's so much to this that's not on the internet, that's not going to ever be on the internet, that needs to stay off the internet.
Now it needs to stay off the internet. See, this is the problem with people like this. She is like literally Jess Fam, basically. But you are the one who brought this to the internet, Colby. None of this exists without you throwing this guy into the bus 100% all the time. Nobody knows Cooper. Nobody knows who Cooper is without you putting this shit on the internet. All the drama surrounding this is your fault.
Whatever, fuck him.
All of it. Every single bit of it. You didn't have to say anything from day one, but you did this. And now she's like, no, live happy, everybody. This is the problem. And I'll say it again. You ready, everybody? Take a deep breath. This person influences other people. All I have to say is that this is the type of person it takes to become someone like Jess Fam, who we're going to talk about in a second. It's a good little segue. But Kolby Shae wants nothing more than to be famous on the internet. And she'll do drama. She'll do, look at my Botox. She'll look at my workout plan. Look at my ass. I want to do an OnlyFans. She said that too as well. How do you do an OnlyFans without your family finding out about it? She's done all these things. I don't even blame her completely. Kolby Shae is the outcome of social media on our kids. If you let your kids go unchecked and let social media babysit them and influence them, this is who they will turn out to be. I was in Starbucks the other day. I rarely go. My wife likes Starbucks, okay? I don't. But oh my God. I felt like the NPC. Everybody looks the same, dressed the same, and they're all... I'm talking about the females in general and the dudes too. They all look identical. Obviously, I'm in a college town, so they're all college students. And they all look, I'm telling you, they all wear the same shoes, shorts, everything. It's all, I'm so like, oh my God, they look identical. They are all influenced by social media culture because if you look at social media like this, they all dress the same, they all act the same, they all talk the same, they all have the same freaking vocal inflections and everything else. So if you allow your child to be raised by social media, this is how they will turn out. Understand that? So please do yourself a favor. Don't let your kids on social media. Don't allow them to be influenced by dumbasses. All right, cool. Okay, next one is Jess Fam. We all love Jess Fam here, right? Jess Fam is a person who is dumb. I don't like her. But also, I made a promise to Jess Fam. When I reach 200,000 subscribers on my channel, I will go on the same cruise ship she went on, and I will wear a yellow bikini and go down that slide with half my ass out. It is the penance I have to pay for making fun of her for that slide. Okay? I'll do it. So make sure you subscribe to this channel. If you want to see me in a yellow bikini with my ass half out, now's your chance. Anyway, but Jess Fam is a person that I absolutely just despise. My first video on Jess Fam, I was like, whoa, she seems cool. I almost would be friends with her. Then I like watched more and I'm like, nope. Because I realize how fake these people are and how chronically teenage they still are, even though they're in their 30s. So Jess Fam will will do everything in her power to make sure she stays relevant, which is quickly dying off. Her view counts are so low. And because nobody wants to watch her clickbait bullshit anymore, so what she's doing is clickbaiting her daughter's sexuality and gender identity and using that like Jonathan Sakona-Jolie is. And as you know, my stance on that, I don't need to make it more clear. It's bullshit. Stop doing that shit to kids. It's dangerous, and the conversation is absolutely happening. Laws are being passed, and like it's getting crazy. And that happened because everybody was not watching. Nobody was paying attention until it got too late. And now you're seeing thousands of these kids come of age and realize that they did something that they didn't want to do. It is so terrible. Okay, and I'll leave that there. I don't want to talk about too much, but Jess Fam will use something like that. And then today she drops a video like, my kid's DNA. Here's all of my kids' DNA. So if you wanted to, so here's what you know about Jess Fam's kids. Everything. You know, every time they've been in the hospital. You know when her daughter started her period, by the way. You know everything about her kids and all the sports they play, where they go, and the dance competitions, the dance teams they're on. She has a license plate that says Jess Fam. Okay? Everybody knows where she lives. Everybody knows her house is for sale. Everybody knows her house is being sold, probably has a pending offer. It comes up instantly everywhere you go. Everybody knows that Jess Fam has had threesomes, multiples in the past. Everybody knows that Chris has essayed Janelle because she admitted it online. Okay, everybody knows this. Everybody knows that Jess Fam is a disgusting piece of trash. Can't keep friends. All this is always going to come out about Jess Fam because it's online forever, and that's the way this works. Okay? So that's what you know about Jess Fam and her children. Everything. You know that she fights in Panda Expresses. You know that her kids are very entitled. You know that when the teacher calls and the kids are in trouble, Jess Fam gets upset because she records the conversation with the teachers. That's how much you know. Now she's like, what else can I tell about my kids? How about their entire DNA strains? Let's do that.
Realize that I left you guys hanging back in January. Okay, back in January, I think it was January.
Next it.
We did a DNA test on Kyson, Caden, Landon, Lilia, and Addie. I have been so excited to see the results. And
but she always talks about she has 7 kids. Why only do the 5 kids? Interesting.
It seems like each of the results kind of came in at a slightly different time, so I waited to open some of them. I actually filmed me opening the reaction. Sorry, there's like a street sweeper behind the house.
Yellow. It's too much yellow.
Seeing what they said, because here's why. Okay, so here, really quick. As most of you guys know.
What are you wearing? Just put on adult clothes once. You know what? If Jess Fam ever just wore normal clothing, I think the internet would be shocked. She wants some view count bumps. Dress like a normal person. Be like, what happened? That would be a scandal.
I've got a couple different baby daddies, right? So what that means is that a lot of my kids are not full blood siblings. They're half siblings.
Almost all of your kids are half siblings, except for the first 2, I think, right? They're from the same baby daddy, the twins and the girl. I think Lily and the twins are all, they're full blood. That's it. Everybody else, half. And they all have half. So it's not just Jess Fam's kids who are mostly half-blooded, half brothers and sisters. It's not a flex, first of all. Zero a flex, not a flex at all. And Jess seems to think it's a flex. She's made it her whole personality that she makes bad choices. But again, that goes down to like, her kids who live together aren't even full blood except for a couple of them. Then they all have their dads who have other kids too. There's this like huge web of children connected that are all connected. Some of them probably don't even know their other brothers and sisters to some degree.
What I didn't know about like DNA, I guess, and I am no geneticist, okay? But
really? Surprising.
The one thing that I've learned is that just because you're full blood siblings does not mean that you're equally related to each other. It's all broken down into a percentage. I highly recommend you look into it if you're interested, because I'm definitely not one to sit here and enlighten you on it. Like, I feel like I hardly even understand it, but it is.
Because you're dumb.
It's still so fascinating to me. So anyway, I wanted to see how related my kids are to one another, okay? I've got Kyson, Caden, and Landon. They are all...
They're related because you're their mother. I don't know how related they are. How stupid is this?
Obviously full blood brothers. And then I've got Lilia, who would be each of their half sisters.
Oh, okay. So the boys, okay, I don't even know. It's so convoluted.
And then I've got Addie, which would be all of the kids, every single kid, all 6 kids, half sister, right? So that means that she shares DNA with each of her 6 siblings. Lilia will share DNA with the 4, but the 3 boys should, in theory, share the most DNA with each other because they are full blood siblings.
Yes, Queen, slay.
They're full-blooded sibling. But because they're twins, I was wondering, like, do they share a little bit more DNA? Well, the results are in. And
That's all you had to say right there.
needless to say, I was shocked.
I'm sure you are. I'm sure. I was shocked.
I'm just gonna go over with you and show you guys, some fascinating things that I found out. So I'm actually gonna start with my profile. I did
Really? That's a surprise. It's a good start with your profile, Jess. Okay.
the same DNA test a few years back, and when a relative gets tested, it
That's odd. You're so white, it's transparent.
automatically puts it into you, right?
I can't stop staring at the chest sits.
I have learned that is parents' information, and you really get to learn more. So anyway, to be continued on that. But as for me, my DNA relative, these
Shares DNA. My dad, boys, and I have 16 baby daddies, and it's just how the world is right now, right? Every time I listen to this woman, my heart rate is like in the sky.
next up is
Okay, I'm not going to continue. But this is not a flex, Jess Fam. She thinks this is a flex, everybody. Hey, my kids absolutely are not fully blood related, and look at this. This is a competition now. I don't want to continue on with this bullshit. But this is what Jess Fam has resorted to. You know everything about everything. Her sex life, everything. Her past mistakes, everything. Her baby's daddy's mistakes. We know that she tried to get pregnant at 17 because she wanted to be on MTV 16 and pregnant. And there's proof of it out there. This woman is chronically trying to be famous, and she did make a lot of money. She's highly successful at what she did. That's obviously collapsing, crumbling around her. She can't keep any friends. She's going to be a lonely old lady. She's going to be at the old folks' home still wearing crop tops and shit in a wheelchair. That's what's going to happen. Jess Fam has never grown up. She never will. She has no friends. She has no people that love her. She's a lonely old person, and her kids are going to hate her too. That's the reality of this, because she will put all this shit on the internet without her kids' consent whatsoever. All of it. Every single detail, even down to their DNA. And that's everything you need to know about this type of twat. And last but not least, we're going to update you guys on Kyra. So, something happened. Kyra released her eating paint naked pictures. She also did her video where she released full frontal of her boobs, which, if you read the comments, are hilarious. People were very upset that she paid $15,000 for something that looks like that. And she tagged her surgeon in there, and everybody's like, maybe you shouldn't have, or whatever, I don't know. But if you go to Reddit, Kyra Renee Severson is the snark page. Her threesome's healthy and everything. Kyra came out with her live, paid live, which got leaked instantly, about how she was talking about, yes, we were engaged in threesomes, but no, we weren't engaged. She was lying. I don't know if I made this clarification, but I'm actually not entirely sure that my source engaged in the act with them, but was in the room and trying to get to that. I don't know. I didn't ask to go that far, but I'm almost certain they did not engage in the act. But we know that she does do this because she admitted it on her live, finally. She's terrible at this, okay? Kyra is just fumbling and stumbling through this whole thing. And if you go watch those lives, you could find them anywhere. If you go to here, you could find them. But the comments from these other women just affirm my trash tribe collective idea that you absolutely attract. If you are trash, you will attract trash. And the comment sections were disgusting. I was like, there's no way I should be privy to this conversation. Women, oh my God, is all I'm saying. It was crazy. And this is what someone had to say. Said, aside from the usual snarking, I truly am concerned for her kids. Hearing one of them talk in the background during her live, where she's talking about threesomes, how girls are lazy in sex, if she cares about a guy's length, girth, or more, is truly disturbing. Her calling some spray she puts on Levi sexy spray, posting provocative pictures of herself, and advertising sex toys between pictures and videos of her young kids, sometimes without being fully dressed. Is she trying to attract predators? I know it's all stuff we've been saying already, but the IG Live really put me over the edge. I fully support educating your kids in sex and protection and consent. Even starting the education is developmentally appropriate for preschool kids' age. Okay. But that's not what she's doing. She thinks the kids don't listen, but they are listening and noticing and internalizing all of it. Kids do internalize things. They absolutely do. And if you're a parent, you know that. If you're a person, you know that. And she's gross. And some of the things she was talking about, HJs, how she does these things, and Kyra, ew, disgusting. And if it's true that her kids were in the room while she's having these conversations, it is disgusting. At some point, Oscar's going to have to figure this out, and his kids are being damaged by this because Oscar doesn't do that stuff. Oscar doesn't have conversations in front of his kids about his sex life. But Kyra has no shame whatsoever, bringing in up to the point, obviously, of moving the dude in that was their nanny's husband. And then having lives where she's talking about explicit sex acts and talking about that in front of her children. It's disgusting. Kyra is gross. She has no choice though. Her shit's falling apart. And this is why. And I didn't realize this. It says she has been banned. Kyra has been shadow banned because if you go to her account, so here's my Instagram, okay? If you go type in Kyra S, Sedgwick, Siv, Vertson. She doesn't come up in any of them. I'm not blocked, everybody. I'll show you in a second. Her closet comes up. I can't even find her. Kyra Severson. There it is at the bottom. Okay, there. Look, guys, you got to understand something here. She is not blue check marked. I don't know if that got taken away. Maybe I was mistaken about that. But she has 442,000 followers. She should be coming up. If I type in Kyra Severson, she should be coming up. Kyra Severson has just been shadow banned on Instagram because her post with her nudity got mass flagged. She didn't take that down. She got mass flagged and then got shadow banned for it. That's what happened. So if you don't think that mass reporting somebody's doing some inappropriate shit on Instagram works, it does work. You just have enough people. She got mass flagged. Kyra gets the hate she gets because of who she is, not because she wants to do sex work and be body positive. That's not the issue. Okay, that isn't. And that the reason that she's doing this is because she broke one of the oldest girl codes in the world, and that is just not sitting right with people. People don't like her because of who she is. She takes her new boyfriend on dream vacations, leaves her kids at home. She sit in front of a camera and talk about sex and sell dildos on the same page as her children are posted. Then she posts nudes of herself on the same page her kids are posted. She doesn't care about anybody except for herself. She obviously, I do believe she has feelings for Oscar as their baby dad. They had a life together. There's got to be something there. She doesn't give a shit about Oscar. She doesn't give a shit about her kids and their future, that this stuff's going to always be searchable on the internet, all the things that she has done. She doesn't care. She is selfish. And it just makes Preston disgusting too. Everybody, do you think Preston's parents are super proud of him? If this ever gets back to his parents, and it probably has, they know that this is why she doesn't show him. He doesn't want to be shown because his parents, they used to be proud. They look at our son plays football. And now he does threesomes with a forehead. That's just not something to be proud of. And if it's something you want to engage in as an adult, cool, right? You're a consenting adult. You want to do those things. You want to go have fun. Whatever. Do what you got to do. You're a consenting adult. But some things are allowed to be private, right? And she is giving him way more privacy, likely because he doesn't want that getting back to his parents and his parents having to suffer through the shame of knowing who their son is, right? The guy who was married, who likely cheated on Hannah with Kyra, the nanny of his wife being the nanny of Kyra, then literally minutes after their breakup, they're together. Now they live together. You think his parents are we're so proud of our son who doesn't have a job and he has to have a sugar mama. So proud. These football legends, they live on in infamy. That's probably what's happening. He doesn't want to be on the internet because he doesn't want this he's ashamed too, and he should be. That is a shameful relationship. If you're, first of all, you're a cuck, which is, it is what it is. If you have fun, do what you got to do. Keep it to yourself, because in the end, oh my God, your kids are going to suffer for it. So Oscar's got a choice to make here, and I hope he makes the right choice. I hope he gets full custody of these children. They need to be out of her care. Kyra, why don't you just give him full custody for a little while? Make an agreement, because clearly you don't give a shit about anybody but yourself. Those kids are being raised in an environment that is absolutely scary and dangerous. Okay? And Oscar, for whatever reason, is still being a complete pushover and allowing this to happen. So Oscar's partly to blame here as well, because he allows this to happen to his children. Being in an environment like that is super toxic and gross. And they are being raised like that. And I'm sure Oscar's parents aren't happy with that either. And so Kyra, this is karma on display, everybody. If you don't believe in karma, fine. There's something, whatever you call it, this is what it is. She did not remove that post. Otherwise, she would have said, hey guys, just removing the post. She got massively flagged, and now she's shadow banned. That's just one more nail in her coffin for social media. Kyra, better go start that daycare soon. Someone messaged me and I stole it. Tits and tots, the daycare for you. Come for daycare, stay for the tits. That's basically what she's doing. So there you go, everybody. That's kind of the big update. There's other stuff coming down the pike this week. Lots to talk about, lots to do. I'm going to do a live this weekend because I have not done one in a long time. I want to play some guitar, hang out with you guys, ask questions, have some fun. It's been a while, so let's do that together, shall we? Okay, everybody take a deep breath. What should I get for lunch today? I'm so excited about lunch. Just a good deli sandwich. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah. Like from a butcher, you know? That's what I do. You guys are amazing, incredible, and valuable. Don't you damn well forget it, okay? Ever. Look at me in the eyes. Yeah, you are special. And I love you. And I will see you